because the scene that we're doing is actually going to involve all three characters, we're going to be building the scene in Toon Boom Premium. Now, the reason we're doing that is because the bartender character is using the curve deformer, and that is only available in Premium. However, if you want to build your scene just with Camper as well as the bounty, you can actually do that in either Toon Boom Essentials or Toon Boom Advanced. That being said, what I want to do now is bring in each of our characters, and I want to show you exactly how we would make sure they fit in the scene correctly. So I'm going to go to my library, and I'm going to first bring in Camper. So just drag her directly to the scene. And what I want to do at this point is go to my top view. I'm going to zoom in here so I can see everything. And I'm going to expand my top view. And what I want to do is grab my transform tool. And so I'll come over here to the top view, and I'm going to push her backward. And if you notice, she went right behind the bar. So I want her just in front of the bar. And I'm looking at her thinking, okay, maybe I want her just a little bit taller. So I can actually come over here to the scale tool. And make sure I'm selecting her layer. I'm going to hold down my Shift key and scale her up just a little bit. Okay. And the next thing I'll do is go to my library, and we'll bring in the bounty. So I'll just drag him in. And so we'll go back to the top view, go to my transform tool, and I'll also move him backward so he's right near the bar. Slide him over a bit. Now, he is actually supposed to be a little bit taller than Camper, so I'm going to adjust his size as well. So let's go to scale. And I'm going to hold down my Shift key. So you should be towering over Camper a little bit. Okay. Looks good. And I think I do need to zoom in and see where his feet are. Bring him down just a little bit so he's actually on the floor. Okay. And last but not least, I'm going to bring in the bartender. So I can go up to the library, and I'll grab the bartender and just drag him in. And using my transform tool, let's go to the top, and we'll push him back. He should actually be behind the bar. And we definitely want to scale him up. And again, hold on my Shift key and make sure I'm doing this in proportion. Let's go back to my transform and make sure he's standing where he should be. And I think I'll scale him back down a little bit. All right. And so at this point, we have our characters set up. I'm just going to adjust them a little bit here and just move Camper over just a little bit. And we're pretty much set up for the scene. Let's grab my camera peg. Let's grab my translate tool. We'll pull back a little bit. Let's turn on my camera mask. And we'll zoom in. And there we have it. So now we have our multiplane scene and we have our characters set in our multiplane scene. So remember, when you're working with your characters, you want to bring those in, and I just use the transform tool to put them in place. And I can scale them afterward if needed. But the bottom line is I now have all three of my characters in the scene, and I can actually start to animate them and finish out the entire scene.